Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, So Many Things. I'm Stephanie. So today I thought we would make a very simple produce bag. So with the way the world is going, unfortunately, at this point in time, everyone's kind of sort of turning a little bit more to the eco-friendly, reusable products. So I thought this would be a really easy project that we could do together. So I've linked down in the comments below a page where they've listed like approximate sizes of reusable produce bags, where they know like if you only need a few things, this is about the size you need. If you're looking to buy, 7 or 8 things, then this is about the size of bag you need. So that's actually been a really great resources to figure out approximately what size to make my bags. But you know yourself best and your family best, so go ahead and make whatever size you want. If you need this resource, click the link below. Also, if this is your first time here at So Many Things, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you get notifications and you can watch or sew along with me. So let's get to it. You're not going to require many items for this project. First, you'll need a lightweight fabric. I'm using cheesecloth because it was readily available, but you can use any other lightweight fabric that you have that is breathable and that doesn't weigh a lot, so that when you purchase your produce that you're not paying too much for the bag that you have. You'll also need some webbing. So this is just twill tape. You can use a 1-inch ribbon as well. You'll also need some string, again something very lightweight, so an old shoelace would work. This is just a very small macrame string. Or you can use a very narrow ribbon, something of that nature that will hold up with repeated use. So that's pretty much all you need for this project. We're going to start off with our bag. Now there's no fixed size for these bags. It all depends on what you purchase and how much of it that you purchase. So this piece is a little wonky, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to square it up. So I'm going to line it up at the top with one of my lines here on my cutting mat, and then I am going to just trim the other sides. Because I'm using a cheesecloth as opposed to a fabric that is a little bit sturdier, what we're going to do to sew this is called a French seam. So we're going to have it ideally right sides together, and then we're just going to pin around the outside. Now to make this easier on ourselves, because corners are a little bit challenging, we're just going to round this one open corner. So this is our open corner. We're just going to round it off. Now we're not looking for perfection here. We don't need a certain width or anything. Just round it off so that it's an easy go for your sewing. And then we're going to pin it all the way around. Well, the open sides around. I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine, and I'm going to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance stitch down this rounded side. So the beauty of a French seam is that all raw edges are going to be enclosed. So now that we've gotten this 1/4 inch seam done, we're going to turn the bag inside out. And you'll want to give it a gentle press just so that this seam will lay flat. So depending on the fabric that you've used, this may be a little bit more tedious. I find the cheesecloth, because it is so thin, it is a little bit more difficult to get a nice edge on it, but it is doable. So this time when we take it over to the sewing machine, we're going to do a stitch just past where you can see your previous hem. So I'll probably do a seam allowance of 3/8 this time, just from here down to the bottom. This side with the fold, we're just going to leave as is. There we go. So now if you check out your seam, everything's enclosed, you've got no raw edges, there's nothing that's hanging out. Looking pretty good. There's only 2 more steps to this project. We're going to want to turn down the top 1/4 of an inch-ish. Now remembering, this is just a produce bag. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to be carrying our vegetables or our fruit from the store to the house. So take it over to the ironing board and give it a press. Now, the trick here is we're going to leave it the way it is. So we've brought it to the sewing machine, we top stitched on here and closing that seam. We're not going to turn it back inside right or out. We're just going to leave it this way. We're going to turn this down to the right side or to the top side. We're not going to fold it in. We want to leave it on the outside. There we go. So we've folded it over, not sure if you can see that, to the right side or to the front side of our bag. Our next step is to attach our ribbon, or in my case the twill tape, to the front of the bag, and this is going to create the pocket for your string. So I'm going to fold my twill tape over just because I know that it frays quite a bit. But if you're using ribbon, just give it a quick little brush with your lighter and it will close off any loose threads that you may have. So for this, we're just going to line it up now with the top edge of our cheesecloth. And we're going to pin it all the way around. Now when we take this to the sewing machine, we're going to want to sew the top at about 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch from the top, because you want to make sure that you're attaching it to this fold that you created. And you're also going to do the same on the bottom. Now you'll also notice I haven't measured a thing yet. It's all been by eye and by guess. I need about this big of a bag, so that's what I'm going to make it. The twill tape here, I haven't even taken it off the roll yet. I'm still working with it as an extended length until I get to the top of the bag right here where I'm at the end. And then I'm going to trim it a little ways past where I need it to go so that I can tuck it. I can do my fold over and tuck it behind. Now you don't want to start this seam right here at your previous seam. Start it just to the side That way you don't end up having that big lump right at your seam. There we go. So I'm going to take it over now and I'm going to stitch it again about 1/8 of an inch from the top and 1/8 of an inch from the bottom. And you can sew right across here attaching these two, as long as you don't sew in the middle. Alright, so that is all sewn on. Our last step is to just thread our string. So again, we're not measuring. We know that we need at least a little bit more than the distance around our bag. So I'm going to give an extra 2 inches on that side and an extra 2 inches on that side. And I will cut it. If you don't have one of these fancy threaders, go ahead and just tie a knot and use a safety pin. And then we're just going to go all the way around the bag. There we go. And all you have to do to finish the ends is tie a fancy knot. There we go. Your reusable produce bag is complete. Now to make a few more so that I have a few different sizes to take with me. I really do hope you've enjoyed sewing with me today. This was a very fun, simple project for us to get. Thanks again for sewing along with me today. This was a great, simple project for us to do, and I'm sure it's going to get a whole lot of use. If you like this project and want to see more, don't be shy to leave me a comment. If you're curious as to where I got some of these products, feel free to check out the description below. I'll have links down there for you. As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and push that bell button to follow along with me and new videos that come out every week. Thanks for sewing with me.